So here I am in my happy spot. Little spot in the shade underneath my apple tree here, next to a stream. This is where I come to relax and get away from things and get away from electronics and all kinds of things. Although I have the camera here with me, so electronics kind of invade the space a little bit once in a while. I'm kind of in a fix a little bit. I haven't been terribly inspired in the last several months. I used to work as a commercial graphic artist. Did that for about 20 years, and well, that's pretty fast-paced, very stressful, you know. Since then, I haven't really been terribly inspired anymore. I used to just function on pure discipline, you know. I have deadlines to meet. Gotta go, gotta get things done. And in 20 years, that kind of wears away at your creativity. It wears away at your whole reason for wanting to be a graphic artist in the first place, you know. Or I should say, that's what happened to me in my case, anyways. So since leaving that, I haven't really. I picked up a brush every now a couple of times, and you know, the results were kind of so-so. I made a couple of drawings, and they were kind of lukewarm, not very good. I wouldn't put those in an art gallery necessarily. It's like it drained a lot of what was there inside me, you know. And so now my aunt asked me to do a painting for her. And I love my aunt very much. She's always been there for me as a kid. She was always very supportive and the nicest person you could ever meet. And she asked me to do a painting for her. She's going through a tough time right now. And, well, I can't say no to my tante, you know. Ma tante is French for my aunt. I'm a francophone. I speak French. That's my native tongue. English is my second language, in case you weren't aware. And well, my tante asked me to do a painting of just a beautiful scenery, something tranquil, something serene. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. So I figured, let's take the project here to my happy spot, the most serene place I know, where I come to be tranquil. I come here to be serene. So this is the surface I'm going to paint on. It's a piece of masonite. I mounted it on strips of plywood, and put some primer on there, some gesso, and so it's 2 feet by 4 feet. She wanted it above her couch, and she sent me a picture of a clock that sets the color theme in her room, in her living room. It's got some maroon, some yellow ochre, and some sage green as the color tones, and then there's some golds and some kind of bronzish colors and stuff. So that's the color palette I'm going to go with to kind of match her color scheme. I'm going to do a forest scene. She asked, my tante asked to not have any animals or any specific focal point. The subject of the painting should be a tranquil place. So some of the tools of the trade: a closable bottle or container with water. I keep my paints in a toolbox, just a plain, simple little toolbox, and just try to keep all my materials in there. I'm going to begin by painting large areas. So a nice wide brush to begin. This is still moist from yesterday, from having put some gesso on there. But it's good and clean. Put up my little top here. instead of white paint, I often use gesso to lighten my colors. It's very opaque, so you know it imparts a lot of opacity to a pale color. Which sometimes you're trying to hide a dark color. If you mix instead of mixing it with white, which makes it a little bit transparent, mix it with a little bit of gesso and it really opacifies it. I'm not sure that's a real word. Why not be creative with language, huh? Paints that I like to use are Liquitex acrylic. Now, I'm not sponsored by anybody, so you'll see different brands of paint in there, but I like Liquitex. It's got a good opacity, or I should say a good transparency. Their raw colors are transparent, semi-transparent, and you can make them opaque by mixing with other colors. You may have seen an artist palette before that you have to stick your thumb in there and it's kind of like a little thing. Well, I don't use one of those. What actually I use is just a plain old ceramic plate. Pick this up at a dollar store for $1. Doesn't need to be too expensive, right? Great thing about using ceramic plates for your acrylics is that you just dunk this in hot water and everything just peels right off. The acrylic gets soft in the hot water and separates from the ceramic and is very easy to clean that way. Now for good underpainting, you want a neutral color that's going to make the other colors that you apply on top of it come alive. So I'm going to start with a little bit of gesso. Now I'm running out, so I might have to use a little bit of white in there as well. Cool. Yeah, that's getting kind of skinny. Sorry, my materials are not organized here. I haven't painted in a while, so my stuff is kind of just thrown in like randomly, like since the last time I was in there. Anyways, I'm going to take some cerulean blue, some orange. Now these two are opposite colors. They're complementary colors. They're opposite of each other from on the color wheel. So orange and blue mixed together. So if I take the two colors and I mix them together, because they're complementary, they will neutralize one another and give us a nice brown or gray, kind of like a neutral gray. I don't like to use white and black to make grays. I like to use complementary colors together. Purple and yellow, green and red, or blue and orange. So always work with a wet brush. Especially when doing underpainting. So I'm just picking up some color in the wet tone and mixing in a little bit of white with it. Alright? So I'm just going to apply a light wash. Just to give her some tone a little bit. And it's not important to be even. It makes no difference at all, because every surface of this is going to be worked.